Hey Leo, Mariah here. So let's jump straight into your reading. No holds bars. I'm going to let Spirit just speak to the cards and whatever it is you need to know during your birthday season because we're still in August. Let it be known. So if this resonates, great. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. So, Spirit, what is it that Leo needs to know at this time? Let's see here. So we have the Hanged One, which is the Hangman in the reverse. We also have the Hermit in the reverse. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Nice. Let's shuffle a little bit more. What else does Leo need to know at this time, Spirit? We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Five of Swords reversed. One more shuffle. What else is it that Leo needs to know at this time? We have the Star. Ooh, okay, well, this is one of those readings. This is one of them ones, right? I hate to ruffle feathers, but let's call a spade, right? Let's be blunt, sincerely. Most people really have settled for a version of themselves simply because they believe they can't be any better or that they don't deserve any better. So they don't take the steps to make a change. Then they get angry, have the audacity to get angry at people like you, where you're simply okay with who you are and where you are, but striving to be better because you never want to stop evolving. And for you, Leo, it's like the only way you ever stop evolving is if you're dead, right? It's like I'm looking at a Leo who's really come to terms with their situation, like for real, and I mean it, like for real. Like look at your situation for a moment right now, right? Maybe we're overweight, maybe we're underweight, maybe we're not happy with our finances, maybe we're not happy with the home we're living in. Hell, life can be fine, but maybe we just want better for ourselves, right? So you're looking at your situation and you're like, okay, it is what it is. And you know what's so great about the saying it is what it is and why it's such a good affirmation? Because it's not either positive or negative. It really puts you in a neutral state to start thinking about solutions. And this also helps with anxiety and overthinking because we're not hyper focused on the what ifs and what to do's. So it's like you've put yourself in a position to where you've come to terms with your situation. And by doing this, you can actually look for it and say, what can I do now? And by coming to terms with your situation, you're now able to look at what you can control in your present moment and right now. It's like if I was to give you an example here, Leo, it's like if somebody hurts you really badly, you can control how you react to it. You can control how you allow other people to make you feel. You can control how nice you are to yourself and how you take care of yourself. You can control what you put into your body. You can control how you move your body. If you have a lot of financial stress right now, you can control how you budget your money. You can even control looking for other ways to get money, right? And it doesn't matter what kind of job it is, even if it's just a random job. No job is embarrassing, right? So it gives you, as long as it's giving you money or putting food on the table, it's important because it's a survival thing. And that may be what you need to do in order to survive or have food on the table. Or if you're in a job and you don't want to be in that job and you don't want that to be a continued career for you, it doesn't matter as long as it's giving you money right now. But if you're working towards your purpose, you're doing very well and you have the ability to control and decide where you're going to go to next. But Leo, it feels like you realize that you have the power to change things and you may be trying something new. And if so, really on a personal level, just set a time frame for yourself, right? And stick to it no matter how small. And if you stick to it, you'll actually prove to yourself that you can be consistent with something. And if you can't be consistent with something small, well, how the hell do you expect to be consistent on the bigger things, you know? And you're no longer in a space of promising yourself things and never following up on your own delivery. No longer are you in a space, Leo, where you're wanting to keep lying to yourself like that because you know you'll never be able to trust yourself and actually make change to your situation. And as a saying goes, one of my favorite sayings, nothing changes if nothing changes. But I'm looking at a Leo here that's making strides with their change. Whether that involves being around other people, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's going to yoga, whether it's going to the park, whether it's getting into a painting class, whether it's putting yourself back out there romantically, or even finding new ways of earning income. You're just doing something new at this time, Leo. And if we really do put this into perspective, when we're in a bad situation, right, or dealing with a difficult situation in our life, we tend to isolate ourselves. And I only speak from experience because I've done this too. And the issue with this is when you come out of your isolation, you have to engage again with life. And that can really give you major anxiety. And this is because our social and communal skills are like muscles. If you don't use them, you will lose them. But this is why I have to thank you and give you credit for taking the steps forward to put yourself out there towards something new that would actually be of overall benefit to your well being. So let's look a little bit further here. What else? What else is that Leo needs to know? Actually, why did I put it on the table? Should have grabbed it. We have the devil in the reverse. What else? We have the death card. What else? The world. A couple more shuffles here. 10 of Cups. And I actually grabbed the Fool with that too. I'm so sorry. I picked that up. 10 of Cups and the Fool. And the 6 of Wands in the reverse. I'm about to say some things I can't coddle you. I can't coddle you on what I'm about to say. This may sound quite harsh, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. If nobody else is going to tell you and keep it 100 with you, I just might as well will. At your core, Leo, you really understand that nobody literally cares whether you make it or not, because people can be so self-obsessed and people are so focused on themselves. And the thinking that anyone is coming to save you or coming to get you out of your rut, you know that they won't. And this is because people have so many problems themselves that they're trying to fix, especially in this day and age, that they can't afford to take on other people's problems and things as well. They have their own situations. And people don't really care what happened to you or what you went through. They only care what you can do for them and how you make them feel. Because at our core, we are selfish people. It's human nature. You know, people can be selfish. Like, for an example, right? Let's be vulnerable for a minute. I've talked a lot about my trauma, my abuse, and everything, and people don't really care about it. And I don't expect them to, right? And I don't think they have to. But even then, they've used it against me, and they can see, oh, she's a traumatized person, or oh, she's not healed, or they'll even try to weaponize it against me. But that's because that's how people are. People can be vile. And if you've been through a lot of stuff and trauma and things in life, don't just share that with people, because people will actually lose respect for you. And that's just how they are. People will start to label you as a traumatized person, as a crazy person, as a person that went through something. Don't just tell everyone. Tell people that you truly, and I mean truly, trust. Or if it's appropriate, people where it would help them that's dealing with the same or similar situations. I only say this to you, Leo, because you really need to protect your light during this time, especially being in your season. Otherwise, it will work as a disadvantage to you. Just come to terms that really nobody cares. So whether you try something or you don't, whether you succeed or you fail at it, everyone is going to continue to live their lives. So you have to have the understanding that you can sit there and cry about it, or you can actually do something so you can evolve with other people or situations on the same frequency as you. And Spirit, it feels like, really has put that clarity on your heart. So if we are kind of staying on this heart to heart for a moment and doing this kind of through tarot, let's really take a moment for a second to really look at how we even got to this place, because this is like an evolution I'm looking at on this table. It's like you realize that maybe I've been the problem, reflecting on things like, why do I not have a lover? Why do I not have friends? Why do I not have this or that? Why can I not create a business? Why do I have financial difficulties? And you had to look at yourself, take a look at yourself and say, well, maybe I'm spending like crazy. Maybe I struggle to keep a job. Maybe I've complained more than I've taken action. You know, like, oh, why did I gain so much weight? Maybe it's even the realization that we're just plain lazy, and that's it. Sometimes that is just really it. And to be honest, me too at one point, right? We may have been toxic to ourselves and others and didn't realize it due to the issues that went unaddressed. Maybe we were afraid of getting out of our comfort zone, and that was the truth. But you told yourself you've come to terms with your situation, and it's like, okay, this is what it is. And it's not as bad as it seems. And you're just being honest with yourself and had to give yourself a huge reality check. And it's the reality checks that really wake us up to where we're supposed to be in our truest ability and potential. And not to be shady, but let's just, again, be blunt about it. This whole new age idea of self-acceptance that people love to preach, where other people should accept someone as they are. However, this mindset sets us back from being open-minded to self-improvement. And this may be a harsh viewpoint, but in my opinion, it's narcissistic to think that anyone should just accept you. And I feel that way because this also includes the worst versions of ourselves. You wouldn't accept that of someone, Leo, so why should someone accept that of you? But you understand this, and this is why it feels like we're making changes. It's like you're focused on really evolving your life and having the understanding of what you focus on is really what you're going to get. And if we focus on what's not going right, we'll get more of that. But Leo, you started to really divert your focus to, okay, well, how can I fix this? What can I do to fix this? What can I listen to that'll actually give me good affirmations in my mind? How can I really change my self-belief about myself? And you're in a state of self-awareness due to the personal healing that you've done. And you can't control healthy, healed people. And this is why the should have, could have, and would have no longer hold power over you anymore. So you're not basing your goals on a lie, Leo. You're basing your goals on what you want. The dream version of you is at your best potential. And there is no one else like you. And no one else can be you. And no matter how you do it, whatever road you take, how far that road is, how long it takes you, how hard it is, how easy it is, it truly doesn't matter. You're moving towards the best version of you. And if you can't start walking, start crawling. You're actually doing something or surrounding yourself with things, people, and situations, or even content that you're learning from that not only improves you, but really emotionally boosts you. And you're getting to know the depths of yourself that you may have been hiding from yourself. It's like when you get to know more of yourself, the more confident, the more likely you are to make changes in your life because you know who you are. And nobody else can tell you who you are because nobody can else label you or put a title on you. It's like seeing a person living but losing their potential. And you can see that potential, but they can't see it for themselves. And you keep telling them like, come on, you can do better, or you can do this, you'll be great at this. Oh, if you tried this, you would be amazing. But they don't want to try it because they don't think that they deserve it, or they don't think they can do it. And that's really the saddest thing ever. It's like the old saying, the graveyard is the saddest place on earth because it's filled with people that never realized their potential. And you're actively choosing not to be a part of that statistic. You realize the only person that will be there for you is you. And the only one that can move you forward is you. And I know you can do it. And I know you have the ability to do it. So just continue to pick yourself up, keep going. And you know that this is not your story. Your story is different. And you're telling yourself that you'll create the story for yourself and nobody's going to stop you. You are actually writing the outcome that you want. You're not waiting on somebody else. You're not waiting for help. You're not waiting for this external circumstance or situation. And don't get me wrong, I am a strong believer in spirit, God, our angels, our ancestors that walk with us because they do protect us. They do give us, outline the pathway. They do lead us to where we need to be. But if it wasn't for you physically every single day taking the footsteps, you will not be where you want to be. And that's where I have to kind of bring this all back full circle back to you. And the point of this reading, it feels like, is that you are not waiting for this external circumstance to come and save you. You are not waiting for other people to come and save you. You are actually moving day by day. And I don't care if it is a fucking crawl. You're moving day by day towards what it is you want. And that's all we can ask for. All we can do is show up and give our best. All we can do is show up for ourselves on a daily basis. So again, you're just not allowing yourself to be, you know what, life should just give me, or having this self-entitlement, or you know what, life should accept me as I am. No, you know that to get the outcomes you want, you do have to make changes. You do have to align yourself with certain outcomes. You do have to put in the footsteps and the work. And a lot of times in this space, a lot of people will remove our own personal action that has to be taken to get the outcomes we want. I'm reaffirming to you, continue to take that action to get the outcomes that you want because you're doing so. So Leo, I love you. Hopefully this connects. I feel like I just rambled for about, what time is it? Good 14 minutes. So I love you. Hopefully this helps in some way, some shape, some form. And you have a good one. Bye.